Hello, everybody. Miss Liz here again from the Carlisle site. And this week we've been talking a lot about what's in your neighborhood. So, what's in your neighborhood? There's a lot of stuff out there, isn't there? There's community helpers. And the community helpers help us with so many different things in our neighborhood. Like there's firefighters, they have hoses to put out the fires, and they go, shh, can you put out your fire? Shh. Yeah. And then there's also policemen. They keep us safe. And their car sound is a wee wee. Can you sound like a police car? Wee wee wee. Yeah. And there's also EMTs and ambulance drivers. And sometimes they get you fast if you need to get to the doctor really fast, if you have a really bad boo-boo or you're really sick. And there's doctors and nurses, and they take care of us when we're sick or we have boo-boos too. Have you ever been to the doctor? They take care of us, right? They make us all better. Sometimes they have to give us medicine. Sometimes they have to give us a Band-Aid to cover up our boo-boos. And sometimes they just tell us to make sure we eat and drink and rest, right? Yes. And there's also teachers. Do you know any teachers? Oh yes, I'm a teacher, huh? And I like to teach my friends. And I use my fine motor skills, which are my fingers, to paint with and draw with. And I also like to teach you to use your words and learn so many different things. And do you know another community worker? Construction workers. Have you ever seen a construction worker? Do you know what they do? They are in our community to help us with keeping our roads safe and all of our buildings safe. And I am community helper, construction worker, Miss Liz today. And I have my friend here, Jill. Jill, the construction worker, and Miss Liz. And I found Bob the builder. He's going to help us build today too. Do you see what she has around her waist here? She has a tool belt. You know what tools are? They're the things that they use. They're tools to help build things and fix things. See right there? She has a hammer. Yep. And right there, she has a screwdriver. And there's also wrenches and hammers, and there's the nails. You use your hammer to hammer the nails. You hear that? Sometimes it's louder than this, though. But this one's quiet. So today, I thought we would paint with our hammer. But Miss Liz didn't have a hammer. Do you have a hammer? That's great. If you do, you can use that for this if your Fen Big says you can. Or you can have your Fen Big help you make your own hammer. So for my hammer, I used a paintbrush for the handle and a paper cup for the head of the hammer. Mine has a circle spot here. But if you don't have a paintbrush at home, you can use a fork or a spatula or a spoon, something just so it has a long handle. And then if you don't have a paper cup, you can use a toilet paper roll or a paper towel roll, whatever you have. And then some tape. I used some tape to tape this together so I could hold on to the hammer handle while the head was being used to paint with. And if you don't have anything that's circular or that's a circle to use, you could use something that's a square. If you have a block that your Fen Big says you can use, put that on there. You can use anything. And if you don't have any of that, sometimes it's fun to use your fists. Can you make a fist? Put your hands together. It's using your fingers, which is your fine motor skills again. Squeeze it together, dip it in the paint, and then you can dab on your paper. And you know what else sometimes construction workers use to build with and use to help build things? Know what this is? That's right, it's an excavator, and it digs things. It's got its big scoop here. So, construction worker Miss Liz here having issues. You know why they wear this? You know why they wear hard hats? They wear them to keep their head safe. Do you have a hard hat? Well, then you can wear it. If you don't, that's okay. Any hat will work. Or you don't have to wear a hat at all. I just felt like wearing it because I'm going to be using my hammer today, and I want to be able to hammer and keep my head safe. And then I'm going to use some paint with my hammer. So I'm going to use yellow paint and red paint. But you can use whatever colors you want. I just chose those colors because I thought I would use them. And I'm going to use brown paper because I'm pretending that my paper is the wood, and I'm going to use my hammer, pretend the paint is the nails, and I'm going to hammer the nails on the paper or on the wood. So first I'm going to dab it in here, and I'm going to dab. I'm hammering today. Hammering today. I used my yellow, now I'm going to use my red. Oh. I'm hammering today. I'm hammering today. Can you hammer with me? So I used red and yellow. Do you know what it makes when I use red and yellow together? My hammer head is stuck. Oh, there we go. You know what red and yellow makes? Orange. What colors are you using on yours? You are? That's pretty cool. So I made some cool looking, look at that. There's a circle from my hammerhead. Can yours do that? Yours made squares or circles or rectangles? Oh, there's so many different hammerhead shapes you could make. And then, you know what else I'm going to try and do? I'm going to use my excavator here to try and make some prints on the paper as well. Because sometimes they drive through the dirt. Have you ever seen them drive through the dirt? They make marks. They're loud. Have you ever heard them? They're loud. Can you make that sound? To sound like an excavator? And when they back up, they go beep, 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 beep. Yeah. When you use your words like that, it's good for your voice. And can you say excavator? Oh, yeah. How about hammer? You can say hammer. Remember, you don't have a hammer or an excavator. So for the hammer, you can pretend to use your fist, put them together, make a fist, and bang it. Oh yeah, it makes them good, and you can bang loud. Hear that? Because hammers are loud. They're not quiet, are they? Or you can use your excavator. And if you don't have an excavator, you can use your fingers, dip it in the paint, and pretend, make the sounds with me. Beep, 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 beep. Or yeah, all those different sounds. I liked it. What shapes are you making? Can you make a shape with these? Of course, you can make a shape with anything. Look at the different lines I made. Made different marks. Looks like I was digging in the dirt, like an excavator. Can you do that for me? Can. And you know what else construction workers use? So they use their hats. But this one right here, Bob the builder, he has a pencil. They use pencils a lot to make their lines. So you can also use a pencil. I don't have a pencil with me today, but I have a pen. But you can use a pencil or a pen or a marker, anything, and you can make lines that you have to follow. Like when construction workers making something and they're using wood to put it together, sometimes they make marks on the paper of where they want to have things be put. So I made 2 lines, and I'm going to put a dot here and a dot here, and I'm going to put 1, 2. And I did that because they have to have it 1 and 2 dots. So then I'm going to take my hammer, going to make hammer on the line, hammer in the mold. I'm hammering today. Yep. Oh, and then I see that there's a 1 and a 2, so I'm going to make 1 nail, 2 nails. And there, I followed my lines. But you can make any lines you want. Like, I'm going to make a squiggly line. Woo! Can you make that? And just a whole bunch of circles. But when you hold the pencil, use your pinchers. Pinch, 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 pinch. And then pick this up with your pincher grip too. And follow the line. Up and down, up and down. Like this. Up and up and up and down and down and down and up and up and up and down and down and down. And this one's all squiggly. So I'm going to go squiggle, 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 hammer. I'm hammering. I'm hammering. Yeah. So you can make your own construction site out of all the paper. And when you're done, you can put all the papers together. But you should probably let them dry first. So you might want to ask a Fenbig to put them up. And then when they're together, you can use the tape with the Fenbig's help or glue, put them together, and you've made your own board out of construction materials. You used what? Yeah, that's right. We used a hammer. We used nails. The hammer we made. The nails we used as paint. And we used brown paper as our wood. But it can be any colors that you want. That's the best part about it. Because there's different colors of wood out there. And a lot of people paint the woods. The construction workers will paint as well. So, I look forward to seeing all of your construction workers. Construction worker Jill, leaving for the day. Bob the Builder's leaving for the day. And construction worker Miss Liz, we'll see you next week. Have a good day, everyone.